It's water time. I don't know if you can tell a difference, but I have the better camera finally plugged in. I figured out how to make it landscape and have it stay that way. We were having all sorts of problems before. It would only be in like a box format, not the landscaped format. It wouldn't go off of autofocus. There were many problems. So I've done quite a few test recordings now with this. And from what I can tell, the audio is right. Like it's picking up from the right mic, which the other one never did. It picks up a lot more light, so it looks brighter, even though I have, really dim lighting in here. Just lots of things. It just looks a lot cleaner. So hopefully you guys agree, although I am oddly off to one side. There. Oh, now you can see my kitten. Cool, it all works out. Today was podcast day. So we did co-optional podcasts. And my curse continued where, for whatever reason, Skype kept turning off all of our cameras, even though we all have Skype Premium. So we wound up having to replace ourselves with pictures. And then I asked if I could use a GIF for myself. And he was like, I don't think you can do that. And I was like, oh, you can. We do it on MangaPod. And so then all of us wanted GIFs, and it became the worst. I was getting so many tweets from people being like, please tell him to turn off the GIFs. They're so annoying. Please tell him to stop. But the thing is, there was no reason to be watching it anyway, Like, unless you wanted to just be in chat, but you can, put chat in a pop-up menu as well. Kerner was having a lot of fun. He was constantly replacing us with different GIFs of ourselves. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing, but it did prove a lot of problems. And we only wound up doing it for a little over 2 hours, or was it exactly 2 hours? Because Jesse had to leave, and then we got through all the news stories, and we were like, well, we're done. And then we read The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya for MangaPod, which Aaron had heard is amazing. The anime. Had heard the anime is amazing. Daza had said that it was his absolute favorite anime of all time. Yoku really liked the anime, and I had been told, it's really weird, you'll like it. So I wound up loving it way more than I thought I was going to. I was like, I don't know what to expect from this. They were all disappointed. They were all like, this manga is awful. And I was like, oh man, this was great, because I've never seen the anime. Like, never once seen the anime, so I had no idea what to expect, and it was awesome. But they keep saying that I need to just watch the anime instead of reading the manga. So I'm going to have to go and do that because I love the story. So if they do it better in the anime, then I should just be watching the anime, right? That's what makes the most sense to me. Also, a bunch of you were saying that you really wanted to see the stuff that I got done at the Framers. I think last time you guys were asking me to show you the stuff that I got done, and I never did. Typical me. But it's all still in my trunk. So I'm absolutely going to show you because I got the... Did I ever tell you guys? Yeah, because I tweeted them. I tweeted the pictures of the Mondo prints that are of the two like bright orange and blue Pacific Rim prints. Oh, they're gorgeous. I got those framed. Floating on black with a black frame. Oh my god, they're beautiful. I was like, they're going right there. So they're the first thing you see when you come in my front door. They're just so cool. I was giddy. So those were the bulk of my purchase. I was nervous to take those in and ask them to frame those because I was like, this is going to be so much money, which is why I was elated when they gave me a huge discount. Jazzed because I've never gotten something that big framed before in my life. Never. So it terrified me, but it all turned out fine in the end. Thank goodness. Phew. I really want to do this project again, the like frosting project. I literally haven't done it since I made this video. And I've been thinking about it a lot. I really want to buy like a big glass platter. I'm having a deja vu right now. Have I talked about this already? Whatever. If it's in the same video, then it's a problem and I need to like adjust my brain. But if it's been in a video like way in the past, then I won't worry about it too much. But I want to get like a big glass platter and then put a really cool, intricate design on there. But it's going to be very hard because the vinyl is going to just not know what to do if I make it too intricate. So I might need to do it in stages, in which case it'll take some planning, which is hard. So, but I've been thinking about that a lot. Maybe I should just do another set of glasses just to get myself back in the groove. I think about doing DIY streams all the time, and I still haven't done one. Every time I think about doing like a project that's going to take a while, I'm like, I should just stream that. But I'm worried, especially now after doing Aaron's live stream, which I don't think that I really talked about. It went fantastically. But when we did Aaron's live stream, we were reported because we weren't playing games. So I'm like, what if I'm doing something game related, like putting a game thing on a game thing, you know, like a DIY project that involves a game franchise? Like, am I going to get tossed over onto Justin.tv for that? Or are they going to let me stay on Twitch? Like, do I need to be having a friend playing a game in the corner while I'm working on these projects? Like, I'm just not sure. Just don't know. But that's what I did on my 24-hour stream, right? Is I had like the craft corner, and then I had the games. So like, even though we were doing crafts, there were still games going on. I don't know. Something that I might have to like consult, like email them and be like, here's a question. I need to know a thing. I'm confused about this. But speaking of Erin, tomorrow we are having dinner with them, and that's going to be awesome because it's a celebration of her treatment dinner. So we're all going to go and be like, yay, and eat food and have fun and be friends. Tomorrow's another big filming day for me, so I'm hoping that I can get everything done. But I'm excited to have dinner with them and hang out. I feel like it's weird. Erin and I wind up going through bursts of seeing each other a lot, and then we'll both get really busy. And then we'll see each other a lot, and then we'll both get really busy. It hasn't been very consistent for a while, but she's like one of my favorite people in the whole world. So I'm always excited to go and see her and hang out and have fun, and I think that the stream went amazingly. So that was nice. I was really glad that went really well. And it sounds like a lot of people found the conversation fascinating, because the way that, for those of you who didn't watch it, she's still got the whole thing up on her Twitch page or on her Justin page or whatever. You can watch all of them. But the way that it was kind of set up was we'd have a little bit of Q&A and then some gameplay, and then a little bit of Q&A and then some gameplay. And so most of the Q&A sessions wound up being mental health focused. So there were lots of times where the conversation during Q&A was really heavy, and then we'd just like play a game and be goofing off and acting silly, and then we'd go back into like really heavy Q&A. And it seemed like a lot of people really loved it because it felt like a really safe chat, if that makes sense. Like, everybody in the chat was really supportive and really interested in like listening to each other, and that was very surprising for us. We were like, wow, everybody's acting so wonderful. A+, guys. A+. So that was fantastic. And oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you about dinner. Hold up. Okay, so remember I was saying that I was going to make healthy shepherd's pie. It wound up being not so healthy because when we went to the store, there was no ground beef left. So I had to get the really cheap ground beef that's in like a tube. And I was like, this will have to do because no place has ground lamb right now. So it can't be like an actual shepherd's pie. And for whatever reason, this grocery store is completely out of ground beef. So we just got the tube of ground beef. We were both like, yeah, it's fine. It's cheap. It won't taste as good, but it's fine. I didn't think about the fact that it would be far greasier than normal ground beef. So I made the whole mixture. We put it in the casserole dish. Sam made the cauliflower top and put it on there. There was not enough cauliflower for the top, and we were like, so we were trying desperately to make it so that there weren't any holes, because otherwise, you know, the grease and things and like just the sauce can get on top of the actual layer, and then it ruins it. So, not ruins it, but it ruins the consistency. So we put it in the oven, and we were like, well, it smells good. Put it in the oven, and when I checked it at the time that it was supposed to be done, there was just a huge layer of grease all on top of the cauliflower, and I was so grossed out. I was like, Sam, Sam. So we looked at it, and we were both like, Sam was like, well, I mean, when you think about it this way, like, sometimes it takes a little bit of, like the fats, like the grease, for you to get like a golden brown top. And I was like, no, this is straight up orange ass grease. Like, this is gross. It was like, well, let's cook it for just like 10 minutes more. It's like, okay. So we cooked it for another 10 minutes. It looked exactly the same, obviously. And we took it out, and I was like, well, let's eat it. Let's see what it tastes like. And it was painfully mediocre. It wasn't disgusting, but it wasn't good. It was just like, well, it's food. So we ate it, and then we came back in the kitchen, and we were looking at it, and we were like, what are we gonna do? I guess we'll eat it. Like, put it in little things and put it in the fridge. And I was like, man, that sucked. And I was apologizing for the rest of the night. I was like, I'm sorry, I chose that recipe, and it's so bad. And he was like, don't worry about it. It's trial and error. We're trying stuff. And I was like, I know, but it was just so bad. It was like really bad. So today, it was like, pressure's on, right? It's like, I need to make something that's going to taste good. Although, I will say, the 2 meals that we've made, like, last week were great. The pesto meal was fantastic. The, like, super simple ground beef and cauliflower meal was fantastic, which we were laughing because we were like, this shepherd's pie is seeming to have a lot of the same ingredients that other thing did. But the other thing, which had less ingredients in it and took way less time, tasted phenomenally better. We were like, welp, okay. So today I decided, because it was a big podcast day, that I was going to make a stir fry. And Sam was all for it. He was like, sure, do whatever you want. I was like, okay, cool. So I found a recipe because I normally make stir fry without any sort of sauce at all, but I realized that a lot of people prefer a sauce. So I went looking for a sauce that I could make, and I found a recipe that sounded delicious. And I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I was like, this sounds like it would be really good. Like, really good. So I ran by the store, grabbed everything that we needed. Sam and I made dinner, and we sat down to eat. And I was like, this smells really good. And he was like, I know. So we started eating, and both of us were like, this is awesome. It's so good. I'm going to link you guys in the description. It was delicious. There were some things that I didn't do. Like, we used brown rice instead of cauliflower to put it on, because we were like, we're done. We're done with cauliflower right now. It's too much cauliflower. We put it on top of brown rice. And instead of coconut aminos, I just used low sodium soy and used the exact same ratios. What else was there? I used grapeseed oil instead of coconut oil, because with coconut oil I can always taste the coconut, and I don't necessarily want my stir fry tasting like coconut. So I use grapeseed oil instead, and grapeseed oil doesn't really taste like anything. It's just like using canola oil. It's just a little bit healthier. So, yeah, it was, so good. So good, you guys. And if you try it out, you should let me know. You should let me know what you think about it, because I'm going to be making that again. I'm going to be making that again for sure. Oh, Sherlock. I'm going to be making that again for sure, Lock. I'm sorry. I'm bugging you. I'm sorry. But anywho, I'm going to go. I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh my God, we talked for so long.